Every room you walk into has energy, and whether you realize it or not, people are picking up on yours. Have you ever noticed how some people don't even need to say a word, yet they command attention? They have a presence that makes you feel like they are in control, like they belong, like they are the leader, even if they don't have a title. That's not luck. That's not genetics. That's psychology. People respect those who radiate confidence, certainty, and purpose. The way you carry yourself determines the way the world responds to you. Think about someone you deeply respect. Maybe it's a mentor, a coach, a leader, or even a friend. What is it about them that makes you admire them? Chances are it's not just what they say, but how they show up. They have an energy that feels grounded, strong, and unwavering. They don't shrink when they walk into a room. They don't second-guess themselves. They move like they own the space, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that says, I belong here. That's the energy of certainty, and it's one of the most powerful psychological triggers of respect. Certainty is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who exude it because in a world filled with uncertainty, we crave leadership, stability, and confidence. Your energy tells people how to treat you before you even open your mouth. If you walk in with your shoulders slumped, your head down, and your movements hesitant, you're sending a message that you're unsure and people will subconsciously treat you that way. But if you walk in standing tall, making eye contact, and moving with purpose, people will respect you before you even say a word. One of the fastest ways to shift your energy and command respect is through your physiology. Your body is always sending signals to your brain about how you feel, and those signals affect the way others perceive you. When you take control of your posture, your breathing, and your movements, you take control of your presence. Try this. The next time you're about to enter a room, take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and walk in with a steady, confident pace. This simple shift changes not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. Beyond body language, respect is also earned through the way you speak and the tone you use. Have you ever noticed that people who speak slowly and deliberately tend to command more respect than those who rush their words? That's because speaking with control signals confidence. When someone is uncertain, they tend to fill their sentences with nervous energy, speaking too fast, adding filler words like and trailing off at the end of their sentences. But when someone speaks with intention, when they pause, when they let their words land, people naturally lean in and listen. That's the power of owning your energy through communication. People are always making snap judgments based on the energy you bring into a space. The first impression you make isn't based on your resume, your credentials, or even your words. It's based on the feeling you give off. And that feeling is entirely within your control. When you take ownership of your energy, you take ownership of the way the world perceives and respects you. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. They hear words, but they're not truly engaged. They're waiting for their turn to speak, thinking about what they'll say next instead of absorbing what's being said. And the truth is, people can feel that. They can sense when you're not fully present, when you're just nodding along without actually hearing them. But when you give someone your full attention, when you make them feel heard, valued, and understood, something powerful happens. They begin to respect you. Respect isn't about talking the most or having the best stories. It's about the impact you have on others, and the fastest way to create that impact is by listening with intention. And think about a time when you were talking to someone who made you feel like the only person in the room. They weren't distracted. They weren't looking at their phone or glancing around the space. They were locked in, fully engaged in the conversation. How did that make you feel? Probably important, probably respected. That's the kind of presence that earns admiration and influence. Listening is an art. It's more than just hearing words. It's about understanding emotions, reading between the lines, and responding in a way that makes the other person feel truly seen. When you listen deeply, people open up to you, they trust you, they gravitate toward you. And over time, that trust builds a level of respect that can't be faked or forced. One of the biggest mistakes people make in conversations is thinking that respect is earned by proving how much they know. They interrupt to share their perspective. They dominate discussions. They try to one-up stories. But the irony is the people who talk the most aren't always the most respected. The ones who listen the most are. Because when you listen, you show that you value someone. And when people feel valued, they admire and respect you in return. There's a simple psychological reason why deep listening is so powerful. People want to feel significant. It's a core human need. Everyone wants to feel like their thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter. And when you listen, not just passively, but with genuine interest, you fulfill that need for them. You make them feel important, and in turn, they hold you in higher regard. One of the easiest ways to become a better listener is to master the skill of asking great questions. Instead of responding with a quick comment about yourself, try asking something that encourages the other person to go deeper. If someone shares a challenge they're facing, instead of saying, "Yeah, that happened to me too," ask, "How did that make you feel?" Or what did you learn from that experience? When you do this, people see you as someone who truly cares, not just someone waiting for their turn to speak. Another critical aspect of listening is nonverbal communication. People don't just listen with their ears, they listen with their eyes, their body language, their attention. When you lean in slightly, maintain eye contact, and nod occasionally, you send a powerful message that says, I hear you, and I'm fully present with you. On the other hand, if you're looking at your phone, fidgeting, or glancing around, you're sending the opposite message that you're disengaged, distracted, and not valuing the conversation. People respect those who make them feel significant. And the quickest way to do that is by giving them your full presence. In a world where everyone is distracted, where people are glued to screens and multitasking through conversations, the ability to listen with your full attention is rare. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. The moment you start practicing deep, intentional listening, you'll notice a shift in the way people respond to you. They'll trust you more. They'll open up to you more. They'll respect you more. The way you speak determines how people perceive you. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. The tone of your voice, the confidence in your delivery, and the certainty in your words all send signals about who you are. People naturally gravitate toward those who communicate with conviction because conviction signals strength, leadership, and trustworthiness. When you hesitate, mumble, or use uncertain language, people subconsciously question your credibility. But when you speak with clarity and confidence, they listen, they believe, and most importantly, they respect you. Think about the most influential people in history: leaders, speakers, visionaries. They don't just share ideas, they deliver them with power. They don't fill their sentences with weak phrases like I think, maybe, or I'm not sure. They speak as if what they're saying is truth. That's not arrogance, that's certainty. And certainty commands respect. When someone speaks with hesitation, their words lose impact. If you don't believe in what you're saying, why should anyone else? But when you own your words, when you deliver them with certainty, people lean in. They pay attention. They respect the authority in your voice. One of the biggest communication mistakes people make is seeking validation through their words. They phrase their statements like questions. They add unnecessary qualifiers like I could be wrong, or this might not make sense. But every time you weaken your own words, you train people to doubt you. Instead, practice speaking in a way that removes uncertainty. Say what you mean, meaning what you say. If you have an idea, present it with strength. If you have an opinion, own it. If you have knowledge, share it with confidence. The world respects those who stand firmly behind their words. A powerful way to command respect through speech is by mastering the art of the pause. People who speak quickly, who rush through their words, often come across as nervous or unsure. But those who slow down, who take their time, who let their words sink in, they project confidence. A well-placed pause can be more powerful than a paragraph. It shows control. It makes people hang on to your words. It forces them to listen. Next time you speak, instead of filling space with them or pause, breathe. Let the silence work for you. That silence is power. Your tone matters just as much as your words. If your voice is shaky or uncertain, people will pick up on it. But if your tone is steady, strong, and controlled, it commands attention. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be respected. You just need to be the most certain. People don't follow volume, they follow conviction. When you believe in what you're saying, when you project certainty, people naturally respect your words. Eye contact is another key part of speaking with conviction. When you avoid eye contact, you signal doubt. But when you look someone directly in the eye while speaking, you project confidence and credibility. It tells them, I believe in what I'm saying, and you should too. Strong communicators understand that words are only one part of the message. How you deliver them through body language, eye contact, and tone is just as important. One of the fastest ways to improve the way you speak is to record yourself. Most people don't realize how they actually sound until they hear themselves back. Are you rushing? Are you using filler words? Is your voice strong and clear or hesitant and uncertain? By listening to yourself, you can pinpoint areas where you can improve. You can train yourself to speak with more control, more confidence, more certainty. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Respect isn't given to those who are the smartest or the most knowledgeable. It's given to those who communicate with power. It's not about talking more. It's about making every word count. When you eliminate weak language, when you slow down, when you speak with confidence and control, people take you seriously. They see you as a leader. They respect you because you respect yourself enough to speak with conviction. And once you master this, everything changes. People listen differently. They respond differently. They treat you differently. Because words shape perception. And when you speak like a person who deserves respect, you get it. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you don't set boundaries, if you let others walk all over you, if you constantly say yes when you mean no, you send a clear message. You don't respect yourself enough to enforce limits. And if you don't respect yourself, why would anyone else? Respect is not just about how you treat others. It's about how you demand to be treated. It's about drawing a line and saying, this is what I stand for, and I won't accept anything less. When you have clear boundaries and enforce them without hesitation, people take you seriously. They recognize that you are not someone who can be manipulated, used, or taken advantage of. The biggest mistake people make when it comes to respect is thinking that being nice means always being agreeable. They think that saying yes to every request, tolerating bad behavior, or avoiding conflict makes them likable. But there's a difference between being kind and being a pushover. Real respect comes from being kind while also standing firm. People admire those who have the courage to say no, who have the strength to walk away when something isn't right, who refuse to accept anything that compromises their values. The moment you start enforcing boundaries, you'll notice a shift. People may test you at first, but eventually they will respect you more because they know exactly where you stand. The key to setting boundaries is clarity. If you're vague, if you hint at what you want but don't explicitly state it, people won't take it seriously. Clear communication is essential. If something isn't acceptable to you, say it directly. If someone is crossing a line, address it immediately. When you communicate your boundaries with confidence and certainty, you make it clear that there are standards for how you expect to be treated. It's not about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about being firm and unapologetic in your self-respect. Enforcing boundaries is where most people struggle. It's easy to set them in your mind, but when someone crosses the line, do you actually hold them accountable? The reality is, if you let people break your boundaries without consequences, you are training them to keep doing it. When someone disrespects you and you let it slide, they learn that they can continue to do so. But when you call it out, when you stand your ground, they learn that you mean what you say. Enforcing boundaries doesn't mean creating conflict or being rude. It means reinforcing your worth. It means having the courage to walk away from relationships, jobs, or situations that don't align with your values. One of the greatest fears people have when setting boundaries is the fear of losing relationships. They worry that if they say no, if they stand up for themselves, if they demand respect, people will leave. But here's the truth. The people who genuinely respect you will honor your boundaries, and the ones who don't were never meant to be in your life long term. The relationships worth keeping are the ones built on mutual respect, and respect only exists when both sides understand and honor each other's limits. The most powerful thing about setting boundaries is that it increases your self-worth. Every time you enforce a boundary, you reinforce to yourself that you deserve respect. You start to carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You attract different people into your life. The world reflects back the energy you put out. And when you operate from a place of self-respect, others begin to mirror that back to you. You stop tolerating toxic relationships, draining conversations, and disrespectful behavior. You step into your power. You become someone that people don't just like, they respect. And once you establish that standard, everything in your life changes. Giving without expecting anything in return is one of the most powerful ways to earn deep and lasting respect. People are naturally drawn to those who contribute, who uplift, and who offer value with no hidden agenda. In a world where many interactions are transactional, where people do things expecting a direct benefit, the ability to give selflessly sets you apart. When you serve others with authenticity, when you help not because you have to, but because you want to, people take notice. They see you as someone they can trust, someone who genuinely cares, and over time, that trust builds into deep respect. Respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn through the way you show up in the lives of others. And one of the greatest ways to do that is by shifting your focus outward. Too many people operate from a mindset of what can I get, rather than how can I serve. But the irony is that the more you focus on giving, the more you ultimately receive, whether that be in the form of opportunities, relationships, or influence. People naturally gravitate toward those who contribute without expecting immediate rewards, because that kind of generosity is rare. Giving doesn't always mean material things. It's not just about money, gifts, or favors. True giving is about adding value in ways that matter. It can be as simple as offering a genuine compliment, listening when someone needs to be heard, sharing knowledge that can help someone improve their life, or simply being there for people when they need support. Small gestures can have a huge impact, and people remember how you make them feel. When you consistently bring positivity, encouragement, and wisdom into the lives of others, you build a reputation as someone who is worth respecting. One of the most important aspects of giving is sincerity. People can sense when someone is being nice just to get something in return. Fake generosity is transparent. And instead of earning respect, it creates suspicion. But when your actions come from a place of genuine care and contribution, they resonate on a much deeper level. People trust you because they know you have no hidden motives. They respect you because they see that your kindness is real. Giving without expectation also creates strong and meaningful relationships. When you support others without keeping score, you build bonds based on trust rather than obligation. People are more likely to respect and appreciate someone who helps them without making them feel like they owe something in return. Over time, this kind of generosity leads to a powerful network of people who genuinely care about you, not just for what you do, but for who you are. At the same time, giving doesn't mean allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. There's a difference between serving others and being a doormat. Some people mistake kindness for weakness and will try to exploit it. This is why boundaries are crucial. You should give because you want to, not because you feel pressured or because you're afraid of saying no. When you give from a place of strength rather than desperation for approval, people respect both your generosity and your self-worth. One of the most rewarding aspects of giving is that it often comes back to you in ways you never expect. The people you help today might not be able to repay you immediately, but the goodwill you build creates a ripple effect. Someone you assisted years ago might later open a door for you, speak highly of you when you're not in the room, or recommend you for an opportunity you never saw coming. Life has a way of rewarding those who give with an open heart. The true power of giving is that it shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you give freely, you reinforce to yourself and others that there is enough success, happiness, and opportunity to go around. You don't operate from fear of losing, you operate from confidence in what you have to offer. That energy is magnetic, and people respect those who move through life with a spirit of generosity rather than competition. Respect is never about demanding attention, proving your worth, or making sure people see your value. It's about living in a way that naturally commands admiration. When you consistently give, when you uplift others, when you add value to every space you enter, people recognize that. They respect you because they see that you are not just looking out for yourself, you are someone who makes the world around you better. And that kind of respect isn't temporary. It lasts a lifetime. Strength isn't just about physical power or dominance, it's about the ability to remain unshaken in the face of adversity, to stand firm in your values, and to handle challenges with grace and resilience. People respect those who demonstrate inner strength because it signals reliability, leadership, and trustworthiness. In any environment, whether it's business, relationships, or social interactions, those who remain composed under pressure command the highest respect. Strength is not about never feeling doubt or fear. It's about refusing to let those emotions dictate your actions. It's about choosing discipline over impulse, confidence over insecurity, and action over hesitation. One of the key components of strength is emotional control. People who are easily angered, reactive, or defensive lose respect quickly because it shows a lack of self-mastery. When you can maintain your composure, even in difficult situations, you send a powerful message. You are not controlled by circumstances, you control yourself. This kind of stability makes people trust you because they know you won't break down under pressure. Leaders, high achievers, and those who are most respected have trained themselves to respond rather than react. Instead of letting emotions take over, they pause, assess, and take deliberate action. That kind of restraint and control is rare, and that's why it earns respect. Another critical part of strength is standing up for what you believe in, even when it's uncomfortable. Too many people compromise their values because they fear judgment, conflict, or rejection. But the truth is, people don't respect those who bend to every opinion or try to please everyone. They respect those who have a backbone, who know their principles and refuse to betray them just to fit in. This doesn't mean being stubborn or close-minded. It means having clarity about what matters to you and not allowing pressure or fear to make you compromise your integrity. When people see that you won't be swayed by temporary opinions, they recognize that you are solid and they respect that. Strength is also about perseverance. Life will test you. You will face failures, setbacks, and moments where giving up seems like the easiest option. But those who earn the most respect are the ones who keep pushing forward, who refuse to let obstacles define them. When people see that you don't crumble under difficulty, but instead use challenges as fuel for growth, they admire your resilience. Every great leader, every successful person, every respected individual has one thing in common: they refuse to quit. They faced rejection, criticism, and hardship, but they kept going. That kind of determination is rare, and that's why it commands deep respect. Another aspect of strength that people respect is accountability. Weak people make excuses. They blame others, circumstances, or bad luck for their failures. But strong individuals take full ownership of their actions, decisions, and outcomes. When you take responsibility, whether for a mistake, a failure, or a difficult situation, people respect you because it shows maturity and self-awareness. Nobody respects someone who constantly shifts blame. But when you say, this is on me and I will fix it, people see you as a leader. They see you as someone who doesn't run from challenges but faces them head on. Strength is also reflected in the way you treat others. Real strength isn't about intimidation, arrogance, or proving dominance. It's about being secure enough in yourself that you don't need to put others down to feel powerful. People who try to show strength by belittling others or constantly trying to prove their superiority actually reveal their insecurity. The strongest individuals uplift others. They offer encouragement, guidance, and wisdom without needing to be seen as better than everyone else. They understand that true power comes not from making others feel small, but from helping others rise. Respected individuals also practice discipline. They do what needs to be done even when they don't feel like it. They don't let temporary emotions dictate their long-term decisions. Discipline is what separates those who are taken seriously from those who aren't. Anyone can start something when they feel motivated, but strength is found in those who remain consistent even when motivation fades. Whether it's in health, career, personal development, or relationships, discipline is what builds trust and respect. People see that you are reliable, that you follow through, and that you are in control of your actions, and that earns admiration. At the core of strength is self-respect. When you respect yourself, your time, your energy, your standards, others follow suit. People take their cues from you. If you carry yourself with confidence, if you hold yourself to a high standard, if you refuse to tolerate disrespect, people notice. Respect is not just given, it's mirrored. When you embody strength in your actions, your mindset, and your choices, you naturally attract the same level of respect from those around you.